Well, hello Taurus, and welcome back to PeonyLore, where we help you to find the beauty in all things. I hope everyone's been doing well. A lot of energies, bunch of energies, you guys. We're still going through it. We have a lot of stuff to get through for this last little bit here of 2020, and I hope you guys have all been dealing well with the crazy that's been going on with the stuff here in our universe. But I'm here to help you try to translate messages. Well, I am here translating messages directly from the Devine for you. And we're going to get into a couple of different areas here. That's lovely. We're doing a 9-card spread again for this particular month. Now, you guys are probably going to see this post around the middle of the month, which is okay. This spread is meant for 30 days. So energies will carry into the month of October for many of you. We do have a significant amount of oracles to get into before we actually start the main part. I just want to get these cards out for you. And then the spread that we're doing, this 9 card, is going to talk about your present energies, some strengths, some areas, and some hidden influences that you may not be aware of. And then we're going to hit each of the elementals, air, fire, earth, water, and then a specific denote for past and present. So let me just finish getting these bad boys out here. I am using the Thoth Tarot. I don't usually pull this out for generals, but we're going to use it. That's what I was guided to do. We're going to do, ooh, wow, they are definitely jumping. Here. Okay, that's going to be meaningful for somebody. I'm just recognizing that there's a card or two that have showed up in a couple of other readings past. Ace of Swords. Ooh, well, there's some good stuff here on the board, you guys. There really, really is. Taurus. Governed by Venus. And there it is. Let me just grab that little die. Ooh, that's super awesome. Okay, so like I said, we have all of the base cards down here, and the energy that we're going to get into first is your Angel Oracle. And the Angel Oracle that we have here is the Ascended Masters. So you have powerful, loving, and wise spiritual teachers are watching over you and guiding you at this particular moment. So regardless of whether or not your religious affiliation is in believing in that kind of a thing, they're here anyway, and they're here helping and guiding you, okay? Now, this is very interesting because I haven't used these cards in a while, but Goddess Kuan Yin, who is an Ascended Master herself, is here wanting to lend some energy to our Taurus friends, okay? And so this card is representative of the Tao. And it says, the Tao is always flowing, always nourishing life into creation, always presenting steps and solutions, and always reminding us that we are perfect in this moment. You are being guided to relax and allow life to flow. Feel the joy of release and the wonder of how easy life can be when we let go of fear and control issues. Okay, so that Ascended Master is definitely stepping forward. That is Goddess Kuan Yin. I encourage you people to go and do a little bit of research on the goddess. The fable goes that at one point, physically incarnating here on Earth, she was in a male form, and then had the opportunity to ascend with the rest of the masters and decided to come back in a feminine form in order to continue to provide support. So I think that's pretty cool right there. Now, this card that we have is the Turquoise Lotus Mother. This is beautiful. I just love the imagery of these cards. Okay. So the Turquoise Lotus Mother, an old pattern is finally ending, and you are to be lifted from your struggle, freed from a weight of the past. You have learned all that you needed to learn, and now it's time for release, divine protection, and the happiness of a healed heart and a peaceful soul. So they obviously go together here. Now, the other oracles that I'm pulling out here are from the Radiant Sun deck, which I typically use when I do personals for people, but they said that there's meaning for stuff that's getting ready to come out here. So the first card that we have here is titled Inheritance, okay? And this is, what do we have here? This is Saturn energy in the sign of Scorpio. So inheritance can be a couple of different things, okay? It can be physical, it can be spiritual, it can be a couple of other different things that are meaningful to you, but there's something that's coming towards you that is meant for you to have, okay? So That Scorpio energy, like I said, in the sign of Saturn. Saturn just recently went retrograde, was in retrograde, and will go direct in the sign of Capricorn at the end of the month. So what Saturn does is it's talking about reviewing your goals and kind of slowing down a little bit and overcoming some of the different challenges that have happened for you, but also in setting boundaries. Specifically for Taurus, Uranus is still in retrograde in the sign of Taurus, and it does talk about heightened intuition, but it also talks about rebellious nature sometimes when there's new paths for growth and individuality, a little bit of stagnation there, just a little bit, trying to get it all figured out. Now, I love this next card. This next card is called Companionship, and this is the moon in Libra. So both Libra and Taurus, as you know, are Venusian energies. There's something specific that's getting ready to come up for you. I feel strongly in the new moon that's getting ready to happen in the sign of Virgo, which is going to happen on the 17th. So it's going to happen in the next week or so. So new moon wishes, those different types of things before you end up going into our second full moon of the month, which is going to happen on the 30th. So a lot of heavy energies for people, but there's something to be said about companionship here. So there's something very lovely in that energy that's shared. So perhaps you have a Libra that's in your life in some capacity that's going to be completely supportive of you. Now, this is pretty cool. We have the status card that is showing up here, okay? So Jupiter energy in the sign of Taurus as well. Status, wealth, physical things that are making the world go around, how you view yourself, how others are going to be able to view you. So if they're telling you to rest and relax and it's time for you to take advantage of the things that are available to you, then obviously the cards don't lie. There's something here that is for you. And then finally we have the sun. Look at this. This is beautiful. The sun in Capricorn. Is all about achievement. Again, talking about status, talking about inheritance, talking about companionship. So something beautiful, Taurus, someone that you're connected to very, very strongly is going to help you get to this next point of achievement. So these are beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energies. So that is what I was told to pull out before we actually started the reading, because they're going to end up tying in. Now, when we do this reading, there is a separate oracle card that is going to be set for each of the different elemental signs, earth, air, fire, waters. But we're going to go ahead and get into the base portion of it. Now, your current present energies is the Five of Cups is what this energy is. Okay, so this is Mars and Scorpio energy. This is heavy disappointment for something that has gone on. There is a lot of releasing for people that's going on right now on the planet. A lot of different energies. Like I said, it's been heavy, 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 heavy since the beginning of summer. But there's something that you need to continue to release. Five of Cups. So you've got 3 cups spilled behind you, and you've got 2 that are sitting upright. And the reality of the situation is that you do still have 2 full cups. So you don't need to beat yourself up about something that needed to have been released or something that needed to be let go of, because there isn't anything that you have to worry about. Not all was lost. So disappointment. This can also mean regret for somebody. Something you feel in a sense that you've done somebody wrong, or that you've recognized that you haven't been doing all the things that you could potentially be doing. But you don't need to carry that, you don't need to be the martyr. You need to be able to just get past that when it's your time to get past that. And you definitely, definitely will. Okay. Now, in the strength position, we actually have the Princess of Wands. I love this energy. This is fire energy, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius energy with the wands. But the Princess of Wands is the bringer of a passionate type of a thing that's there. So your strength is being able to manage the passion that is in your world, in your life, whatever that means for you at this particular moment. It could be job, it could be relationship, it could be knowing that something's getting ready to happen with your kids. It could be lots of different types of things. But the Princess of Wands showing herself in the area of continuing on with that passion, knowing that you have the strength within in order to try to carry through what it is that you need to be able to do. Now, in the area of hidden influences or some things maybe that you might need to work on a little bit, you've got the Ace of Wands. So this, again, is a lot of heavy, heavy, heavy fire energy. This is the embodiment of something brand new that you're not aware of at this particular moment, or if you've had some awareness of it, that you are realizing you have to do something with this passionate activity that's being given to you. There's something new that's going to spark. Anytime that you see aces on the ground, they are restorations and opportunities for new beginnings and blessings, okay? So I just wanted to make sure that I put that out there. So if you've been feeling like that there's been challenge, you're being told that you have the strength within, and it is one of your strengths is carrying those passionate activities forward, and there's more coming if you haven't been aware of it yet, okay? Where are your strengths and how do you utilize that energy? Okay, so now we get into the basic of the elementals, okay? So the first sign that we have here is your air sign, communication. And a lot of this is your mental capacity to try to do things. Now what we have here in this particular card is titled the Magus. This is the magician, okay? And the magician denotes the capability of, again, having all the elements within you in order to make something happen. But it can sometimes also specifically refer to a little bit of deceptive behavior. So, and I'm feeling strongly that that needs to come up here because there's something within you that is not, and again, these cards aren't meant to be read in reverse, so I have to go with both sides of the coin here. But that the magician is here. Excuse me. I just grab a sip of tea. Got a little way too much smoke going on. Oh, all right. Let me move this incense over just a little bit. Okay. So, sorry. So the Venus energy, which is, you know, again, ruling your sign, does say that you definitely have the capability of going within and doing the different things that you need to do to bring out what it is that you want. So if you've been stagnant in an area, and you've not been feeling very, very strong, you're being told here that your communication, especially with your thoughts, are going to allow you to manifest the things that you want in order to get to that next point, okay? You have it within you to do it. So if you've been slacking a little bit and thinking negatively and those different types of things and not doing yourself any justice, that's a pattern that you can probably start to let go of now. And perhaps that's where some of the releasing is coming from, is because you had some challenges in the past and you know, you're still working through that particular element, but you're going to be able to get there with your communication in that air element, okay? Your mental thought process. Now, the next element that we get to is the fire element. So passion, again, creativity, and action that really needs to be taken by you. And what we have here is the Two of Discs, or the Two of Coin, or the Two of Pentacles, however you happen to learn that energy, okay? Again, heavy Jupiter energy, inner growth, reconsidering again your ideas and beliefs, your self-improvement, brainstorming. So they kind of go hand in hand here with all of those different things that happen. So with Jupiter going direct here in the 11th or the 12th, depending upon where you're at in the planet, it's going to propel you to start realizing that something that you've been juggling at this point really does need to try to go. It really does. This Capricorn energy is really going to be supportive for you when you start to take advantage of that. And again, this is, I feel, gonna come to a full fruition for you at the end of the month with Saturn, with your rule, reviewing your goals and taking a moment to try to go in just a little bit. So within the next couple of weeks, okay, you'll have that opportunity. And again, with Uranus being in Taurus, there's some rebellious nature going on, and so you're feeling like you have to let some things go, and you're feeling sad about that, but you shouldn't, because you still have some beautiful things that are right there in front of you, okay? The other thing is that we are currently in, Pluto is retrograded in Capricorn until the beginning of October. That one goes direct on the 3rd, and that is going to help you push forward anything that's stagnant, purging any old habits and addictions, and really decluttering things to make space for new things that happen. So, you know, the Two of Discs is talking about balancing things, but something has to go. You've got to be willing to let go of that last little drop that's not really helping you, so that you can have something else come in that's meant to be there. Okay. Moving into the next position, this is our position of Earth. So this is your own, you know, your juice here, right? Realistic and physical practical aspects and assets typically. So Earth and Aries. Now, this is very interesting. We've got the Three of Swords here, which is indicative of sorrow. But healing whatever was hurting you, okay? Whether it was mental, emotional, physical, there's this aspect of it being able to be healed. So again, you have a Libra that is in your life, okay? And so this is Jupiter in Libra, this particular card, but you've got some companion, you've got a Libra here. So you've got someone that's in your corner, okay? Whether it's male or female, companionship, friend, I mean, it could be your love relationship, but you've got someone here that's really helping you to heal those different aspects of yourself that need to be done. So whoever that person is for you in your life, you need to give them some gratitude and some thanks, right? Because they're really, really helping you get to this next part of who you are as a person. Any relationship, whether it's work or personal, should be able to lift you up to the next level, right? That's what they're there for. Otherwise, they're not serving you and you need to dump them. Just saying it like it is. Let me get another sip of tea. All right. So the next element that we're going to talk about is the water element, and that's emotional, specifically relationships and things that you're most sensitive to. So the Ten of Swords is here to say that there's something that's in your life emotionally that's getting ready to be done. You're at the end of a cycle with something. Now, it doesn't mean that there has to be a breakup. It doesn't mean that any of those things, but there's something that's going on in that current emotional state for you that has to do with relationships. Again, it could be business, could be personal relationship that you're extremely sensitive to. Something is done. Something has served its purpose. Something is at the end of its cycle. And the tens are always indicative of something brand new starting. So the 10 starts over in the world, beginning with this one, right? Again, so the Ace of Wands, and then we've got the maggots that's sitting here. Now, then the past position, the energy that you're still working through right now, is the Ace of Swords. So there was a huge brand new idea, something that was going to be extremely important and pivotal in your life, okay? Something completely different that you haven't had the opportunity to really put your hands on, but that energy is still coming through you. And it's going to be a part of some of these decision-making processes that are here. So I'm sitting here looking at the board, and we've got 10, which is the end of something, and you've got 1, 1, 1. So you've got 11, 11 on the ground, if you will, or 1, 1, 1, which is very indicative of the Master, saying that you're at that point where you're starting to go through the gate of this pivotal change that's just really necessary for you in your life at this time, Taurus. Okay. Now, your future energy. This is the priestess, the high priestess. And if you're male, I suppose you could say the priest, high priest, high priest or high priestess. This is trusting your intuition. And this card is absolutely beautiful. It's also indicative of the fact that there's more healing arts that are available to you. You also have someone in your world who this is Virgo moon energy, okay? Very, very feminine Virgo moon energy. That is here helping you in a sense. This is indicative of really hope in a sense. There's an epiphany. How do I say this? There's an epiphany of your true self that's getting ready to be revealed to you, okay? So whether you're male or female, we all have those feminine, masculine aspects of ourselves. There's something that's coming to you, and you do need to trust your intuition, but it's also heavily indicative of the fact that you do have someone that's in your corner that's helping you to lift the veil and see beyond things that you hadn't necessarily seen before. And that's beautiful, okay? So that's awesome. So now we're going to go into the actual oracles that are going to support each one of the different elements here. And the first element that we're going to pick is the earthen element, okay? So we're going to figure out what the earth element wants to really talk about as far as how we're doing with this Three of Swords moment, this sorrowful moment, this healing actually that's taking place though, okay? So, Earth Magic deck, what do we need to know about this Three of... I feel there's another one. They said there's two. All right. So the first card we have that pops out for Taurus was the Meadow, and it's talking about being vulnerable. Okay. And the second card that we have is volatility. So that makes a lot of sense to me. So allowing yourself to be vulnerable and, see things from other people's perspective or making an opportunity to change is super critical for any person, okay? But practical things that you can be able to do right now is really let yourself be vulnerable to different things. And then the volcano, the volatility that's popping up here is don't let it get to the point where you're over analyzing things to the point where you feel like you have to erupt. You have the ability to really just kind of slow down and allow things to happen. So you're being asked to kind of go within the flow a little bit, and that's going to help to escalate the healing that needs to happen for you. That will help to support that. Okay, cool. Now we're going to go on to the fire, and The fire, the passion, the creativity is going to be supported here with our dragon oracles. So what do the dragons have to say for our Taurus with regards to this Two of Pentacles energy that's popping up here? The Saturn in Capricorn. Wow. So this is why we do it this way, guys. Slowing down, overcoming challenges, setting boundaries, dropping something that's no longer in your best and highest good so that you can make space. What do they need to know? I love my job. So we've got the Earth and Fire Dragon. I love it. So the Earth and Fire Dragon works with you to clear the fifth dimensional ley lines. I love this. So for light workers that are out there, it's time for your service. Because when you give, you receive, and that's going to be a part of your inheritance. I feel very strongly is that you've got some beautiful star magic that is being asked of you at this particular moment to use that rooted energy that you have within your earthen sign to really support what's going on with the transition with Gaia right now. So you are the high priest or the high priestess, regardless of your gender. And at the end of the day, you've got something in you. So perhaps that's where some of these 2 cups, or the 3 cups that are behind, is like you're starting to realize that you have to give up more of the earthen component so that you can be more of, well, how do I say it that way? Well, yeah, so you're giving up a little piece of yourself, but it's for the greater good, in a sense, okay? So you don't need to feel regretful about that at all. You really just don't. And the next oracle that we're going to go into is the air. It's our communication and our mental thought process. So we're going to use the oracle of the fairies. So what do the fairies want to share with our Taurus for the month of September and beyond here? How do we support them with this magician that's up? This is powerful. Somebody is coming into some new gifts here. And that's what this season has all been about. That's what all these changes have been about. Coming into your gifts. Releasing the things that no longer serve you so that you can get to that next highest best thing. Wish wisely. Okay, so I'm going to go back to this new moon on the 17th that we have. New moons are all about wishes. And the Magus, how do you support yourself with that? So the fairies are saying to wish wisely. Use your wishes wisely to manifest your heart's desire, and then take the practical steps towards making your dreams come true. The universe will give you anything that you want, but you can't let them just do it. You have to physically do the work. So if you have this magician capability within you, and they're telling you very strongly that this new moon is going to be very supportive for you, just make sure that you're wishing wisely. Yes, you want to support yourself and your family, but you also want to support where you can your actual environment, your world, your town, your whatever the case may be. If you are an earth worker, you know, the earth needs your help right now to continue to bring blessings and clear out some of this old stuff. Yeah, we've got a lot of fires, and how does the universe do this and this and that? You have to remember, guys, Gaia is a living, breathing being herself, and she's graduating just as we're graduating, and it's time to do things, and this is absolutely spot on. The next card that was going to be pulled out here was the water, which is your emotional, your relationships, and your sensitivity. So something is getting ready to end that's no longer serving you, because now you're being asked to awaken. Okay, this is conscious evolution. It is time for you. If you've been a sleeper, if you're just getting into the very beginnings of what all this fun metaphysical stuff is about, the Akashic Records, consciousness evolution, this is you awakening more and more and more into your path. And I think it's very interesting that this card is 0. I told you before that, you know, tens, that the next card would be 0 to 1. So this is very, very indicative of someone who's going through a great awakening process right now. And there's nothing to be scared of. There's lots of us light workers that are out there that could support you with anything that you need to have. But there's also indicative that there's some clearing that needs to happen from your Akashic Records. The Akashic Records are the universal library of yourself, if you will. And so if you ask your spirit guides or your angels, or you call on Kuan Yin, the Ascended Masters are actually here to try to help you traverse to that next level. You do have an inheritance that's here for you. You really, really do. And I feel some of it is very strongly related to your guide, or to your path here on this planet, and they're guiding you to what that next thing is going to be. Whatever it is, you're going to have some achievement with it. Okay, it is going to change your status a little bit. Perhaps it might be bringing you some insights about how you can make some changes for your own 4 walls a little bit better. But it definitely is going to support your companionship, regardless of what that looks like for you in work capacity or not. So, Taurus, that was a lot of information at once, but you know, I hope that this information was helpful and it brought a little bit more insight for you. This is actually a really, really good reading. Again, it's just indicative of the fact that you're going through some major stuff just like everybody else, because it's time for you to turn the corner and get to the next thing. There isn't anything here that's scaring me at all. You are supported and covered on so many different areas, and it's going to be a beautiful thing. Now, what they did tell me was that there was another card quick to pull out for the Ace of Swords, and also for the past and the present. That's going to help be supportive for you. So let's just go ahead and get those pulled out really, really quickly. Why is the Ace of Swords here in the past? What else can you tell us? Why is this supportive for our Taurus going through the rest of it? What do we need to know about this Ace of Swords for our Taurus, please? There it is. Ooh, the Emperor. So this Aries energy, father energy, okay, has a lot to do with what was going on. So Aries, the 9 of the 9, right? This Mars energy in Aries on the 9, lacking energy and solving anger issues and perhaps inner frustrations and developing patience with something that was happening, and you were being given, the finality of, yes, this had to happen. So very much Aries was a big part of that change. Also, the King of Wands is popping out, talking about changing and getting into this passion. So the King of Wands, the Princess of Wands, and the Ace of Wands here. Is there anything else from the past that we can dig down to? There it is. Collaboration. The 3 of Pentacles. So this has a lot to do with collaboration, but this is the beginning of a new foundation for you. Something is going to be happening for you, and you needed to be able to see the idea, go through this particular energy shift with Mars and Aries, where you had lack of energy. Now you've got some new energy to start this new collaborative effort. And so that's what all these changes are about. And what does the High Priestess have to offer for our Taurus going forward? Well, we've got 1. Okay, but this was in reverse originally, so I'll go ahead and just honor that I flipped it over. So where you were feeling pain with finances or feeling left out in the cold before, your inheritance is coming, okay? Practical things, money, assets, whatever a case may be, that 3 of Swords, you're healing from whatever was going on there, and you're going to continue. You're coming out of it. The other card that pops up here for you is Justice. So Justice, again, a lot of Libra energy that's here, but whatever it is that is supposed to be happening for you, you're going to be justified for whatever the case may be. If there's a legal situation, then that's going to be supported for you. Is there anything else? High Priestess, coming out of feeling like you're stuck. Oh, holy buckets. Well, we'll take them. Yep. Change is coming for you. It's a good change. Where there had been some slow growth with this Page of Pentacles, there is the ability to recognize that there's some addictions or some other things that you have the ability to get past, releasing something or a bond or a binding of something that you can get yourself out of. You will have the upper hand with the 7 of Rods, and where you didn't feel that there was the opportunity to have some celebration, there is going to be some ability to do some celebrating. So I would just say that you need to temper that. And again, that's where I think this volatility is coming from. You're going to be releasing yourself from something, but there isn't anything here. This Death card, this Justice card, this Major Arcana that's showing up here, this is all beautiful stuff. This is all normal things. So just use your best intuition when it comes to these different types of things. But it really is good. Where you felt it was slow moving, I mean, that stuff is done and over with. That's beautiful. But you have a lot of Major Arcana that's sitting on the board here, which is indicative of you actually going through these big growth periods right now for your change. And it's beautiful. And it's wonderful. And you are covered in love and light. So, Taurus, this is what I have to offer you for the month of September. Again, this is good for another 30 days. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe so that you can see the other signs coming up so that you can get a bigger, broader picture. I am available for personals, and all of that information will be listed in the description box below. So until I do the next bump up post for all signs, I just wanted to say thank you very much, and I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.